Hello, Hero Collectors here. How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I know I am, and today we're going to be cracking open this brand new Marvel Legends Lizard from Spider-Man No Way Home. Been very excited with this guy. He is the last piece of the puzzle in terms of the Sinister Five from the movie. Amazon decided to push up his release. It originally was for like June 7th or something like that, but then all of a sudden, bam, here he is now in hand. So let's not waste any more time. We'll crack him open. I do have the original 2012 Lizard figure, so we're going to do some comparisons with that. I've got the Electro from this movie to just kind of put him next to and compare, and then I've got both of the Amazing Spider-Man figures to show both the 2012 and the more recent No Way Home version. So, lots of stuff to compare him with, and just see how this release is, because he does reuse some bits, but also has some new bits too. So we'll take a look at those. It looks like the same tail mold. He's got little bits of red that don't look like they're supposed to be there. So I already got some paint issues, but otherwise he's looking good in package. Like the head sculpts are looking pretty good. Ooh, okay. He might have a new neck joint, or like the new, kind of like this neck piece, I should say, not joint. Let's get the head, that hand, okay. So, first off, we got the screaming head here on this. So, okay. Let's see what he's got here. Ooh, okay, so a dumbbell at the top of the neck. He's got all kinds of range. That's already better than the old figure there. So that looks really good. So he can look standing kind of straight up. He can look that far down. Then he can look that far up. And then he can go side to side. I know that's just because of the way the head's designed that he can get this much range, but that's probably the best dumbbell joint I've seen on a Marvel Legend so far. And then this, okay, yeah, it kind of disconnects there, but you can go back that far. Doesn't look too unnatural. Not as bad as the other one. I'll show the older figure here in a minute. Let's get the rest of this kind of broken in. It's the same torso. So I think the only reuse from the old figure is the torso and the tail. Everything else seems to be new, but we'll take a closer look in a second at all that, because this is all pinless. The original figure didn't have hinges on the hands, and it looks like they painted the hinges, not all the way through, because it would be exposed there, but that is interesting. He's got a ball there. Let's actually connect the tail, because that does have a hinge there. Oh, and the tail, I don't think the tail's reused, or maybe they modified the mold, but that is a different port system. Ugh. And this one's going to stay on a lot better, because in the past, I had trouble with the older figure's tail popping off pretty easily. So, okay, they have made some significant improvements despite the reuse, so I like that. There, and of course pinless, and this, he's got some pretty solid joints. They don't feel loose. If you saw my recent Venom unboxing, Game Reverse Venom, I should say, he had some loose pinless joints, which are not as fun, but okay. Things are looking pretty good here. I'm liking this so far. I think keep the yelling head on for a while. And yeah, there's the hands. So you can tell he's got 3 fingers on the right hand, 4 fingers on the left, just like in the movie. But I like both these heads. These are both pretty good. And the original figure didn't have head options to my knowledge. At least I don't remember it coming with extra heads. So I keep talking about the original figure. Let's go ahead and bring it in. So yeah, this is the 2012 Lizard figure. This is not officially Marvel Legends. This was just branded underneath the movie banner for Amazing Spider-Man. And I got this back in 2012. I've had it for that long. It's one of actually the first kind of legend scale figures I got. And I don't think this is terrible, even compared to this guy, but this is definitely an improvement. I think a superior figure. So he only had side to side. He didn't really have any up. And when you push the head back, you can see you would get the exposed hinge, or like hole where the hinge would be. But this guy doesn't have that. This does rotate, but I guess you wouldn't need to rotate it at all either way. And hey, it even exposes on the back when you have it fully pushed forward. This guy still doesn't. So improvements there. And then just to show you, you saw the tail earlier. This has a really weird port area, and you can plug it in, but a lot of times if you like pushed it too far down or too far up, yeah, it just like falls right off, because the way the tail is shaped and the port, it's not as secure. So maybe this one will be better secured at that. And one thing I am noticing is this guy has, I don't want to say tougher, but it's more hard plastic joints. This new Lizard has some more, not rubbery, but more like gummy joints. Not that they're like gonna warp seriously, but it's more, you can feel it in the movement that it's a, what's the word I'm looking for? A more resistant plastic? Is that what I'm going for? Like, you can feel the give to it. Not that it's gonna like tear or anything, but I hope you understand what I mean. It's really hard to describe, and I can't seem to think of the right word. But then also, this guy was pinned. He's only got the rotation at the wrist. He's got the ball jointed hips. The bottom of the tail isn't even painted like this one to match the underbelly. And he's got totally different ankle system. I don't know if that's for better or for worse, so I guess I'll find out when I start posing this guy. But yeah, again, I don't think I'm going to be selling this one. This is going to stay in my movie multiverse to stay with the Amazing Spider-Man figures. But this is definitely an improvement, and if you need a Lizard to maybe represent the 2012 era, I think this could be a good stand-in. I mean, the head design isn't the same from the original 2012 movie, but I mean, it could work, potentially, if that's what you're going for. So, speaking of that, let's go ahead and bring in the original 2012 Spider-Man. There he is on, kind of standing on both feet. Let's actually bring it down so they're both, you can kind of see both in frame. But yeah, he kind of suffers from some ball jointed hips, and the elbows can get really stressed. Like, it's got some really tough ratchets, but if you push it too rough, it starts to stress there. So this is a figure I don't really pose around very much, but I still have it in the collection to represent 2012. So if you feel like this Lizard is something you're looking for a display with this guy, it might work. Or even if you maybe have the Mafex, is it, that got re-released, or the original, you could, was it Mafex? Or maybe it was a knockoff of the Mafex? I can't remember. There has been a recent TASM 1 Spider-Man figure import style that's been released, so maybe if you have that, this might be a good pairing. I mean, let's see if we can just do a quick pose. It doesn't require a ton. So that's that. Okay, let's see if he can maybe swap out the hand. I didn't intentionally mean to just make this a new posing part, or posing segment, I should say. But let's just do it for fun. Okay, so we've got that. Oh, he definitely looks really menacing. And I keep having the tail rest on my background, so I'm not sure if he's actually balancing properly, but there. Okay, I have him. Okay. Okay, if I could bend the elbows a bit more, that'd be better, but I'm not going to do that on the Spider-Man figure. Okay, let's see if we can get it to balance. Okay, it wants to really lean forward here. Hang on. But, okay, never mind. I'm not going to try and balance it, but I can just hold it. But yeah, if that's what you're going for, maybe you have this figure or that import, you can do this, and I think that looks pretty good. But now getting back to the comparisons, and my last real comparison for this video here is the No Way Home Peter 3 and Electro for comparison. I still haven't gotten the Goblin, Doc Ock, and Sandman off my display just because I'm not ready to ruin that display quite yet. But I will end up doing that so that I can pose these two together with the rest of the Sinister 5. And yeah, I do need to pose this Peter with Lizard, of course, but there's that comparison. I think the height difference is pretty good, especially, you know, Lizard will be hunched over in a lot of poses I do. But yeah, let's actually pose him around a little bit and just see what we can do. See how stable he is in posing and what I can... I think the promo pics did a pretty wide stance pose. Well, he's kind of like reaching down, I think. I don't know. Let's... Yeah, the tail is kind of... what's the word? It's cumbersome, the word. It's kind of in the way. It's going to be in the way. It's going to be a problem if you're displaying the figure. Chances are I'm probably going to have mine on the display kind of standing straight up. But okay. So there's something. He's kind of crouched down. Not too crazy, but it's something. Okay, let's try him leaping. Get the angry face back out. I think I prefer the angry face on this figure. It just kind of invites him to look menacing and do more menacing poses. So yeah, imagine that leaping out at you. Yeah. I don't know. Trying to think of any other poses I can do. Okay, here he is, just kind of yelling. Maybe I had a Spider-Man, so that looks pretty good. Okay, I grabbed the Tom Holland Spidey and kind of did the... I don't know. I told you there'd be consequences. But, no, he grabs him in the building in that scene, but I don't know. It's just something. Something for dramatic effect, I guess. Let's do one more pose with Andrew, and we'll close out this video. I will eventually do a review and probably pair him with Electro, since I've gotten them both around the same time and haven't reviewed Electro yet. So there is that. Okay, let's see if maybe we do him just kind of riding on Lizard's back, and Lizard trying to reach for him. Like in the first movie when he's like webbing up his face, maybe that's what he's doing. So he's just kind of... or just messing with him, like trying to choke him out and whipping. There we go. That's something. Okay. So yeah. A pretty cool Lizard figure overall. I think it's definitely a huge improvement over the 2012 one. I don't know if I want to say it's perfect quite yet. You know, it has a lot of potential. I don't think I've really reached the full potential that I will reach when posing him. So, you know, I'm just kind of on the fly, and I'm not totally like in the posing mood right now, I guess. So I'm not coming up with a lot of great ideas, or probably what I should be posing him in, I suppose. But, you know, it's got a lot of potential. I think the articulation is there. Maybe the torso needs more, but we'll kind of see once I actually properly mess around with this figure. It's really cool. I will say, I like the green color. I like the heads. The heads are really well done. The fact that he has the multiple heads is great. The alternate hands are pretty solid. Maybe... I think the eye printing might be a little off on this head, but otherwise, I think it's a pretty solid figure. And if you don't have the 2012 one, this is definitely an improvement. If you want the 12 representation, or if you are looking for the No Way Home representation, I think it would work in either display. So if you want to get two, you could. I know, again, the designs are slightly different, but, you know, it'd be pretty cool to have that in both. But yeah, let me know what you think of this figure so far. Again, I will do a proper review once I've taken photos and really gotten my full opinion on this figure. That's just how I kind of do things. So expect that in the near future. But until then, make sure you like this video. Make sure you are subscribed. And I will talk to you all in another video, another post, another time. Okay, here's a little bonus if you decide to stick around to the end of the video. I have my Giant Man lab coat here. I don't think this is going to fit, but I just want to try this out and see if it does work. I imagine the Beast lab coat would probably fit better. I don't have that Beast lab coat, though, so I just want to try this out and see if this is a possible display option if you are looking for a more classic-looking lizard in your MCU display, I suppose. And I think the shoulders are too wide. Yeah, the shoulders are going to prevent any kind of proper twisting of this. Okay, so just me trying something out. If you have a custom lab coat or maybe the Beast lab coat, this might work better. But if you have the Hank Pym one, it will not work. So, okay, talk to you all in another video.